Good evening. Coming on a minute early. I'm presenting this from my usual spot, but it's going to be too dark soon. But we're talking about change actually in this Monday Night Paws, so that is a nice segue. Actually, hope you're all well. Happy Monday. Thank you for joining the Monday Night Paws. This is your opportunity to work on your business rather than in your business. You may learn some business tips and tricks and or personal development, because all things that happen in business are a reflection of personal, is what a great mentor once told me. I go live every Monday at 8:15 p.m. I do it at 8:15 p.m. because I know hopefully you put down your tools for the day. We here look after canine professionals, so those dog trainers, dog groomers, vet physios, all of you people that have spent years crafting your craft so that you can serve the dogs of your community. But I'm here to look after the business side and to help you with all things business and personal growth. So I'm Elizabeth, and I come to you live every Monday. I don't dress up for it. It's not a webinar, because I just want to give you real life guidance and help and support. I love what I do, and thank you for everyone that's been reaching out with questions within the community. So the topic of today is how to deal with change, and I want to talk to you about a book called Who Moved My Cheese? Who Moved My Cheese actually was one of the first personal development books that I read, and it's so fascinating. And when I tell you about it, just start reflecting, which character are you, and who in your life at the moment is representing the different characters. So the book starts with 4 characters that live in a maze. We've got Sniff and Scurry, and they are the mice. And then we have Hem and Haw. Yes, I need a fringe trim, by the way. Ignore the fringe. And every morning they wake up and they go running off to Cheese Station C, and there's a big pile of cheese there, and they fill their feet, fill their tummies, and they're nice and happy, and they head off for the day. This happens day in, day out consistently. They always know there's going to be cheese at Cheese Station C, and the mice get up at the same time every day and run off and go and grab their cheese. Whereas him and Haw start getting a bit lazy. They start getting up later. So, it's like 10 o'clock before they put their shoes on. They're in their routine. They know where their cheese is going to be. And in this scenario, by the way, cheese is success. And they know where it's going to be. They're not going to put any effort in anymore. They're going to wander off rather than run eagerly at it. And in fact, they actually move their houses closer, so they don't even have to move as much to get to where they need to be. But the cheese pile dwindles, and one morning they wake up and early doors, Sniff and Scurry go run into Cheese Station C and go, "Oh, there's no cheese here. That's okay, we've anticipated this change. No worries, we'll just carry on running and finding some more cheese." So they carry on through the maze looking for more cheese. Hem and Haw eventually wake up, stretch as they get out of their homes, wander up, get to Cheese Station C and go, "Where's my cheese?" And Hem is like, "Who moved my cheese?" And Haw's like, "Oh, that's so interesting. Why is there no cheese here? There was cheese before, wasn't there? Have we missed something? Okay, we'll just go back home. The cheese will be here tomorrow." So the next day they wake up, they head out back into their cheese stations, still no cheese, and Hem is just getting worked up. "I'm entitled to this cheese. This is my cheese. Who moved my cheese?" hence the name of the book. Whereas Snip and Scurry are already gone. They're off finding the next set of cheese. So, kind of the lessons from this book. I'm going to start into the lessons. That isn't the finish of the story. That isn't the end of the story. Is the mice characters act without thinking. So if you act without thinking, you can save yourself time and energy. How often do we in business get stuck on something that's not working anymore? You know, it could be that Twitter's changed their name to X, and that's got you hung up on it, or that a brand of shampoo that you've always used has changed, so you're now finding a new one, or the vet surgery that's always referred out to you has found a new physio, and you're getting less people your way. So this is a lesson in having multiple forms of advertising and marketing always happening. We never want to rely too heavily on one area, because otherwise we're just like the little people, hem and haw, just thinking that we're entitled to it and that we're not out there actively seeking and taking action either. It's interesting because the little people, their emotions cloud how they feel about the situation. The situation is, there's no cheese here. There's a great big maze. There's lots of cheese to be had. Let's just go find new cheese. But instead they're getting stuck and they're getting worked up. And eventually, Haw goes, I wonder if there's other opportunity. And he starts visualising. He's like, I'd love to just find another station where there's more cheese. And he goes, come on, Hem, let's go out into the maze and find new cheese. And Haw's like, I don't like, no, that's scary. No. I do think I stick to my routine. This is how we've always done it. We always wake up, we go to this place, and I eat this cheese. Like, I don't think I'm even going to like new cheese. So, no. Like, I'm not going. No, that's so scary. And Haw keeps thinking, right, how can I encourage him to go? Like, I just feel like there's more out there. Like, we haven't seen the mice in days. Like, they've obviously finding new cheese. And eventually one day he plucks up the courage and he ventures out into the maze. And he finds scraps of cheese as he goes along. And he brings them back to Haw and goes, I think there's evidence that there's more cheese out there. We should explore it. And Haw still goes, no. Absolutely no. We wake up and we go to cheese station C. And one day, Haw just starts laughing and like barely laughing. And actually, this is a great book. They've got a video version of it on YouTube. I'll link it below, because it's really cheesy and the music, cheesy, cheese pun. Didn't mean to do one, but I did. And it was filmed ages ago, but it's brilliant. It's just brilliant. And Haw starts rolling about laughing, and you go, what are we doing? We've done the same thing over and over again. Like, I think there's a solution. Like, let's just get out there and get it done. And so him even being able to self-reflect and laugh at them being stuck is a great sign of emotional intelligence, which is what we discussed last week. So eventually he goes, right, that's it, I'm venturing out into this maze, with or without you, Haw. Haw disappears off. It's like pausing, thinking, like, ooh. And Hem is like, I want my cheese. So he disappears off into the maze, and on the way, he like falls in a pit. Like, you know, things are hard. Like, it's not like he just disappears off and lives happily ever after with all of his riches or cheese. You know, there's some hard slogs, and he's hungry, and it's hard work, but he keeps believing and he keeps taking action. So, where are you entitled? You're cheese or success in life may be paralysing you. One of the key takeaways from the book. So that kind of feeling of, oh no, like I've always had this paycheck from this person constantly. There's no way I could go out and earn money somewhere else. It just might be how you feel if you're a new startup. Good situations never last forever, so be prepared. So the mice characters had been smelling the cheese and thinking this cheese is going bad, and had started moving on, and weren't really that shocked when they came to cheese station C and there was no cheese there. However, the little people hadn't acknowledged the change, were kind of like just had their blinkers on, like, no, this is always going to be the same. And this is similar for us in marketing, and like, how did everything change in a world pandemic, and how did we deal with that? So it was the people that adapted that came out on top during those times. Visualizing your goals will help you push through the fear that keeps you from dealing with change. Sometimes the actual fear of change holds you back. So actually doing the change and taking the action to get the next step forwards in your business, the fear alone is what's holding you back, not actually acting. Mel Robbins has got a fantastic keynote speech and book about the 5-second rule. If you're ever hesitating about taking action on something, count backwards from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that disrupts your brain, disrupts that pattern of negative thinking, and helps you jump into action. And it's on that note that we are just securing the venue for our Hampshire business, perfectly profitable business meetup. So why don't you count backwards from 5, take action right now, and comment on this post and say I'm ready, and I will reach out and get you all of the details for the next meetup. We've only got 10 spaces, it's very limited, and I've already got a few gone, so act, and action will help you move forwards as well. Dare to move forwards in a new direction, and things will get better. So, are you stuck in your maze at the moment? Is there a scenario that you're just playing on repeat? Are you acting like Hen? Are you going, why has this happened to me? I'm the victim. This is frustrating, and letting it vent to everyone that is in and around you. Interestingly enough, when you're angry about something, we learn in emotional intelligence that venting when angry only increases the feeling. It doesn't actually dissipate it. Venting when sad is beneficial, because then you have people that can relate to you, relate to how you're feeling, and then that feeling of being heard does settle the emotion. But in anger, venting is actually worse, not better. And we need to change when the situation changes. It's about adaptability, baby. Business is never linear. If it was a straight line to success, we'd all do it. But here you are, taking time, working on your business, so that you can make better movements in your world, so that we can serve the dogs of our community. That was a wrap up to Monday Night Paws. So what situations are happening in your life right now, and which character are you being right now? Remember, taking action is always better than inaction. If you need me to look after you and help you with where the next step is, then feel free to reach out. It's a pleasure looking after you, and keep on grinding. Happy Monday!